Hello, my name is Scott Townsend, and I just wanted to share a little bit with you from Matthew chapter 22, verses 15 to 22. Here, Jesus is speaking about the imperial tax and the image of God. We read here, then the Pharisees went out and laid plans to trap him, Jesus, in his words. They sent their disciples to him along with the Herodians. Teacher, they said, we know that you are a man of integrity and that you teach the way of God in accordance with the truth. You aren't swayed by others because you pay no attention to who they are. Tell us then, what is your opinion? Is it right to pay the imperial tax to Caesar or not? But Jesus, knowing their evil intent, said, you hypocrites, why are you trying to trap me? Show me the coin used for paying the tax. They brought him a denarius, and he asked them, whose image is this? And whose inscription? Caesar's, they replied. Then he said to them, so give back to Caesar what is Caesar's and give to God what is God's. When they heard this, they were amazed. So they left him and went away. Now in Jesus' day, coins were minted with the image of Caesar on them. Jews were opposed, sometimes voluntarily, to carrying a coin with a graven image of anyone on them. There were other coins that Jesus could use that did not contain the image of Caesar. However, as we read here, this is not one of them. Furthermore, Pharisees were opposed to Roman occupation, but chose to begrudgingly accept it as long as Rome didn't interfere with their religious practices. So when Jesus asked for a coin and the Pharisees handed him one with the image of Caesar on it, it was a coin the Pharisees should not have been carrying. As mentioned previously, Jews in general were opposed to carrying any graven images, and the Pharisees in particular were opposed to this as well. So this begs the question, why does who does this Pharisee follow? God or Caesar? To some degree, that's a question we all have to answer. To whom do we pay allegiance? Jesus concludes his lesson by stating, give back to Caesar what is Caesar's, and to what is God's, what is God. Along with this lesson on allegiance, Jesus implies the lesson of to whom do you belong? Whose image is reflected in you? Caesar's or God's? Now that becomes the grand question. What image are you displaying? In this part of the world, when it comes to talking about being created in the image of God, we often settle on things such as creativity, the ability to think and reason, the division of body, mind, and spirit. Now, those aren't necessarily, certainly not bad things, and not necessarily wrong, I would say, but they're not a complete picture of what it means to be created in the image of God. The image of God is not just a description of our creativity, etc. It's also a statement of the way we treat others, as well as how we treat the responsibilities that we've been given. When God created man and woman, he gave them purpose. In the ancient world, something that was not named did not have purpose. Note in Genesis 1 and 2, that in the beginning, the earth was formless and void. It lacked purpose. When God named the various aspects of creation, he gave creation, including man and woman, purpose. Not only that, he also gave the man the responsibility to name the animals, thus allowing the man to be a giver of purpose. So the man and the woman were created with a purpose to care for God's creation, to give it purpose, just as God had given all of creation purpose. And in that, we are created in God's image. So what does this mean for you and me? We have been given the responsibility to demonstrate the purpose of God in the way that we treat God's creation, including other people. All of God's creation has purpose, from the trees to the fields to the birds and so on. In what we are called to be, people who care for and respect creation. Likewise, we are called to be people who recognize the image of God in others, that they have purpose as well. In that, we can demonstrate God's purpose by how we live our lives, how we speak, how we think, how we react to successes and trials. We have purpose. So let's be people who live with a sense of God-given purpose. Let's be people who acknowledge the God-given purpose in others. In so doing, we will live God. We will love God and love others. So how do you acknowledge the purpose in other people's lives? Take some time to talk to someone about that. Write them a note or send them a text declaring the purpose God has for their lives. God bless you, and I hope you have a wonderful day.